welcome back to this channel. I hope that you're all having a lovely day so far and that you are keeping hydrated. So today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to help you glow up on the inside so that you can feel confident on the outside, as well as helping you with your healing journey. So the first tip that I have for all of you is being active. This could be as simple as going on a walk in your neighborhood, or going on a run if you prefer to do that, or doing yoga or Pilates or a home workout, or even going to the gym if you have access to one or the money for a membership. I really love exercising, but I haven't always loved exercising, and I'm going to be sharing with you something that is very important when it comes to things that you want to be consistent in doing. So, if you have a negative association with exercise, or you think in a negative way towards exercise, you're going to be less motivated to actually want to get out of bed and exercise. So for example, when I was younger, I used to force myself to exercise because I would tell myself that that is how I was going to be perfect, that was how I was going to get my dream body, the one that I idolized to have, and I would put all of these negative associations and link them all to exercising, and then I would think, there is no way that this isn't going to work. I mean, I want this perfect body, I want to look as good as that model or this person online, so I'm going to do it. However, those were negative associations to exercising, and it actually demotivated me and made me feel really crap about myself instead of making me feel better. If you have negative associations to something in life, your brain is going to be wired to not want to do that thing, because when you do that thing, you are emitting negative energy. And if you are giving out negative energy, your brain is going to take those signals and say, okay, I don't want to do that in the future because that does not make me feel good. So you need to have positive associations to exercise in order to feel motivated and inspired to actually do it. So today I tell myself, I'm already perfect the way I am. I should already be confident the way I am because I'm beautiful the way I am. However, I like exercise because it makes me fit, it makes me feel healthy, it makes me feel good about myself, it makes me feel more confident. Keyword, more. It doesn't make me confident, it makes me feel more confident. I am already perfect the way I am, so I don't need exercise to then make me perfect. You are already perfect the way that you are. If you are choosing to exercise, I want you to choose to exercise for a good reason and not a bad. And you might not know the difference between the two because it can be very difficult to tell what is a good reason and a bad reason. But I promise you, the way that you feel about these reasons will help you realize which one is which. So on top of that, I tell myself that exercise is good for my mental health. It's good for my brain. It's good for my well-being. It is good for me. And that is important. I'm telling myself it is good for me. I'm not telling myself that it's going to make me perfect. I'm saying that it's good for me, that it will make me feel better after I've done it. I'm now emitting positive energy and serotonin when I am doing said exercise, as I am telling myself it will make me feel good, and in turn it makes me feel good. Hey, I felt really good when I did it yesterday, so if I do it again today I'm going to feel even better because that's what happens. And on top of that, I know that exercising after a very long time, or if you've never even exercised before, can be a very difficult and challenging and even overwhelming thing to start doing. I know and I completely understand, because the first time I went to a proper gym when I started university, I felt so overwhelmed because there were all these people who knew what they were doing, who had their routines, and I didn't know what to do at all. And I just want you to know, if you are thinking of going to a gym, or if you've been wanting to go to one for a while and you are scared or worried about what other people think of you, from somebody who has been going to the gym for nearly 6 to 7 months, everybody is in their own world, and I promise you that nobody is judging you. In fact, people are doing the opposite of that. They're cheering you on. They are proud of you, from the smallest to the biggest things that you do, and you should be proud of yourself as well. If there's something that you are holding yourself back from, I want you to ask yourself, what is the reason why you are doing that? When life goes by fast, and in maybe a decade or two, you won't feel that energy to go to the gym and exercise. You need to do what you want to do now. Be proud of yourself for doing it. Even if it means going once and seeing how you feel, even if it means driving or walking to the gym and having a look around but not actually properly working out, just giving yourself a chance to understand the environment, that's fine. Don't push yourself to exercise every day. This isn't really a normal thing to do. Even if you do frequently go to the gym or work out like I do, I don't push myself to work out every day. I know that there are some people that do, but I aim for about 4 to 5 times a week because that's what's good for my body. Now, if you haven't been exercising for a very long time, whether that be years or you just haven't exercised before, start to work out maybe 2 to 3 times a week, or maybe go on a walk one day and then do 2 home workouts, or go to the gym twice. Make sure that you are not pushing your body. You need to have rest days. Rest days are so important. Another thing that I used to struggle with is I would tell myself, okay, I'm going to start exercising tomorrow. I'm going to stick to this routine tomorrow, this summer challenge. I'm going to stick to it, and tomorrow I'm going to start and I'm going to do this for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And then it will come to tomorrow and I just wouldn't do it. Or I would start it and then it would come to like day 3 or 4 and I just wouldn't be able to do it. And I think with anything in life, if you're promising yourself something and you don't do it, that means that you don't trust yourself. Think about it this way. A friend has just made a promise to you. However, you don't really trust that friend. You don't have good history with that friend. Are you going to completely trust that they're going to stay to that promise? Or are you going to be a bit skeptical? I mean, it depends on the person, but personally for me, I would be a bit skeptical. I would be wondering if they're actually going to stick to it or not, if it actually means anything to them. And that is how your mind, your body will feel every time you don't stick to a promise that you make for yourself. So if you make yourself a promise, you need to stick to it. Because like I said in the previous video, you are your own best friend. And if you would stick to the promises that you set with your best friends, why aren't you sticking to them with yourself? You need to stick to those promises. And I know it can be hard, but when you start sticking to your promises, you will gain trust with yourself, you will gain that bond, and you will actually feel more motivated to go and do the thing you promised yourself, because you will have trust that you will get up and do it, instead of thinking, yeah, I mean, I promised myself, but look, there's all those many times that I promised myself and didn't go through with it, so what's another time, you know? Change that mindset, because I promise you, that is a game changer when it comes to beginning anything in your life or being consistent. You need to trust yourself. So the second tip that I have for you to be able to feel confident externally is skincare. I know that you've probably heard this tip 1,000 times here on YouTube, but I can't stress enough what skincare has done for me with my skin and just my confidence in general. In fact, it's not even just my confidence or what it does with my skin, it generally feels like a really good thing to be doing for myself. Like I said in the previous video, you want to create a bond with yourself, you want to have a friendship with yourself, and skincare is an act of appreciation. It is showing yourself that you can take 5 to 10 minutes in your morning or in your evening to take care of yourself. And I know it can be very challenging if you've never done it before, or I have times where I just can't be asked to do it, but when you've done it, and it's, getting ready for the day or you're getting ready to go to bed, you will feel good about yourself because you've just done something important for yourself. So I promise you, even if you haven't done it before or if you haven't invested in thinking about doing it, it is a really good thing to invest in doing, because not only is it just generally good for you, it makes you feel good as a person, which will then help for you to feel confident. And just once you feel confident, like I said in the previous video, you will look externally confident and you will see yourself in a different way. So if you haven't got a clue about skincare, or if you haven't started to invest in skincare or think about it, I think that the best thing for you to do is actually see what skin type that you actually have, because products will react very differently on everybody else's skin. So what I may use on my skin may not work for you or the next person. What you may use on your skin may not work for me or the next person. So a tip that I have found very helpful, and this is something that I just found with Google, is use a cleanser if you have one. If not, maybe go get a cleanser. If you're interested in skincare, then get a cleanser. And if you aren't sure what kind of cleanser would work well for your skin type, because you don't know what skin type you have, just go for a gentle one. So use a gentle cleanser, wash your face, gently pat it dry, and then wait 30 minutes. If your skin appears shiny throughout, you will most likely have oily skin. If it feels tight or is even flaky, you might have dry skin. If your skin is only shiny in the T-zone area, you may have combination skin. If your skin feels hydrated and comfortable but not oily, you may have normal skin. And if you've put something on your face and it ends up looking a little bit flared, or like it's had a bad reaction to it, you may have sensitive skin, because I know that there are some people who will put a face mask on their face and then once they take it off, there's just their whole face is just red. So don't be scared by this. It just means that it is most likely that your skin is very sensitive, so you need to then find products which will be good for sensitive skin. So once you know what skin type you have, you can then go on Google and say, what are the best cleansers or what are the best moisturizers for oily skin or combination skin or normal skin? Another very important tip that I have when it comes to skincare is SPF. SPF. If you are not using SPF right now, are you living under a rock? Do you know what those UV rays do to your face, do to your skin? Do you know the harms of you going outside and spending a whole day in the sun and not wearing sun cream? Do you know? Because if you don't, what are you doing? If you're not wearing sun cream, please go put it on. Because even if it's a cloudy day, or even if it's, oh yeah, it's like 24 degrees, but it's really cloudy, the UV rays are still there. You need to wear sun cream. Please, please, I'm begging you, please, for your benefits, please wear sun cream. So the third tip that I have is going the extra mile. So if you want, this is obviously for the people that want to go the extra mile, there are so many other things that you can do which are very beneficial for your body. For example, vitamins. Now, vitamins are really good and they can be quite expensive, but at the end of the day, the benefits that they have are worth it. And you might be thinking, what has this got anything to do with glowing up externally? A lot. They will help your body to be healthy, and if you're healthy, you will naturally glow, and that will help you to feel more confident. On top of that, when you know that you're taking care of yourself, when you're taking care of your hair, your nails, your skin, your immune system, you generally just feel good about yourself because you know you're doing something good for yourself. And as I said earlier, if you know that you're doing something good for yourself, you are going to feel good about yourself, because the two and two go together. Your health is the most important thing in your life. You cannot take your health for granted, because you don't know how many people in the world who are suffering because their health is not at the standard they want it to be, is not where we are. Before anything, you need to have gratitude for the health that you have, because you wouldn't be able to do the things that you do on the daily if you weren't healthy. So don't take that for granted, because health is the most important thing. And as my dad always says, you need to take care of yourself, whether that be exercise, vitamins, all of these things help you to survive longer. And we want to survive longer. We want to bust out those years. Another thing that I think is very important is hair care. Now, I actually suffer with dandruff, and I've suffered with dandruff for quite a long time, and a lot of the time I will go between medication, like medicated shampoo and conditioner, and then just not really caring that much. And honestly, when I have put time into trying to fix my dandruff, that's when I can obviously see a difference. And again, I've just bought this shampoo which helps with reducing dandruff and then even preventing it when you have been using it for a few weeks. And I just think if you have dandruff, or you might not have dandruff, it just depends on what your hair is like. If you find that it's very oily, if you find that it's very dry, if you find that you have dandruff, there are actually things that you can use on your hair, whether it be oils, hair masks, even shampoos and conditioners that you can use every time you wash your hair, which will then help your hair. And just like you would use skincare, your hair is just as important. And I'm telling you, when your hair is in a good state, you will feel good about yourself. If you have really unhealthy hair, or if you've been dyeing your hair and it's very dry, I mean, I dye my hair, but it's semi-permanent and I don't use bleach. I just semi-permanently dye my hair red. So it's not healthy for it. And so obviously I try to use things like food. I have this conditioner which is like food for the hair, and it can really help. It's Garnier, and I'm not exactly sure the exact name of it, but I'll put a picture so that you can see what it is. If you're not sure what kind of products to use, just look on Google. Okay, so let's say your hair is dry, you go on Google, what are the best hair products that I can use for dry hair? And there will be hundreds of things that will come up, in which I have started to do myself, is taking care of my nails. Now, you might have the most luscious nails watching these videos right now and are probably thinking, well, I already do that. And if you do, well done. Well done, because let me tell you now. Let me tell you something.
All right. Let me tell you something.
I have been biting my nails since I can remember. My mum actually bought me this bottle, and I'll put a picture of it. Although, to be fair, you could probably buy something like this anywhere, and you put it on your nails, and if you ever like biting your nails or chewing your nails, this is more for the people that like chew their nails. I kind of did a mix of both, like chew my nails or like just like pick at them. It tastes disgusting, a bit like hairspray. And when you put that in your mouth, you don't want it to go back in your mouth again. It's not nice, but it can definitely prevent you from biting your nails. The most important thing if you're trying to stop a habit such as biting your nails or just any habit is every time you do that habit, think to yourself, is this what my higher self would be doing right now? Would she or would I be biting my nails right now? Would I be biting my nails right now? Would my better self, would my higher self be biting her nails right now? No, she wouldn't be. In fact, my higher self would have luscious nails, and she would be proud of them, and she would find other ways to reduce her stress and anxiety. And that's what I remind myself, and I stop instantly because I'm like, hold up, aren't I working towards becoming my better self? Because if I am, then why am I biting my nails right now? 1 + 1 is 2, not 7. So remind yourself that. Number 4 is care about the way that you dress and dress the way that you want to. Some of you may be thinking, why does it matter the way I dress? Who cares? Like, you know, it's just clothes. And if you are thinking that, I want you to know it's alright to think that, but the way that you dress has a massive impact on the way that you think about yourself and on the way others will think about you. My mum always used to tell me when I was younger that if you wore brighter colours, that would generally mean that you felt more confident about yourself because you wouldn't mind being seen in a crowd of people. Like, let's say you're wearing a bright dress, like bright pink heels and bright pink hat. Like, you wouldn't mind being noticed, right? But if you were wearing black or dark colours, you kind of want to stay in the back of the crowd. And I can totally vouch for this because I've been wearing basically just black pretty much all my life. I mean, I don't even remember a time where I even wore colours, and I'm not even joking. If you look in my wardrobe right now, it looks like I'm decked out for a funeral and a funeral only. And I know that's morbid, but that is how much black I have in my wardrobe. It's not even funny. And I have been trying to wear more colours and actually invest in buying colourful things, and I've stopped myself from buying anything black, even if I really like it. I used to think I wouldn't be confident enough in wearing colours. I wasn't even comfortable in wearing colours, and it wasn't because I didn't think they suited me, although I really don't like pink. I mean, pink is great, like pink flowers for example, really beautiful, but pink, on me, it's a no-go. It's not happening. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. But I, in general, just used to think that colours didn't suit me, and so I would stop myself from buying things that were colourful. And it wasn't only that, but it was also just because I didn't feel confident enough to wear this bright orange blue top. Bright orange blue top. This bright orange or blue top. I wouldn't feel confident enough to wear a bright top or a bright dress or just anything bright because I knew that I would be standing out, and I never wanted to stand out. I always wanted to be at the back of the crowd. I always wanted to be unnoticed or invisible because I felt so insecure. And my higher self is not insecure. She is confident in herself and she wears what she wants to wear. If there is something in the back of your mind that you've seen in a shop or that you have in your wardrobe that you want to wear, if there's a style even that you want to try out and you're not doing it, you're worried about what other people may think about you, life goes by too fast to be worrying about what Billy down the street thinks about when he sees you in your platforms, or when he sees you wearing those trainers that you really love, or when he sees you wearing that pink dress. Billy does not care. Billy is just going to the supermarket to buy himself a sausage roll. He does not care what you're wearing on your feet. And a lot of people don't. And to be honest, if people do care, it's usually for a good reason. And if it's not for a good reason, then you need to remind yourself that whatever they think, whatever they're saying, if someone comes up to you and says, oh my god, that pink dress looks really bad on you, that is not your colour. Even if it is true, even if they think it's true, it is usually a projection of how they feel about themselves. So let's say I've always wanted to wear a pink dress and I'm so insecure, I would never be able to wear that pink dress, and I'm not a very nice person, and I go up to someone who's wearing a lovely pink dress and I say they look really bad in it, even though deep down I know that they look good in it. That would be a projection of the way that I feel, not of how I think about you, of how I feel. I can't wear that pink dress, and so I'm taking it out on you. And there are people out there who actually do that, and whenever something like that happens to you, whether that's be your style or just anything, a new hairstyle that you're trying out, I want you to remind yourself that that is just a projection of the way that they feel about themselves. So do not dress down or tell yourself, I can't wear this to this party because nobody else is going to be wearing things like this, or I might be too dressed up. There is no such thing as too dressed up, bestie. Wear the things that you want to wear and go to that party feeling confident. Because let me tell you now, people are going to think that you look stunning or handsome or absolutely just whatever you would prefer to be called. People are going to think that about you. So I'm just telling you now, just do it. Just try, and even if it just means sitting in that pink dress, I don't know why I'm saying a pink dress, but just, sitting in that pink dress in your bedroom, or taking pictures in it, or going to the supermarket, just try your hardest to start wearing the things that you want to wear, or start getting things that match the style that you want to have. And clothes have such an impact on the way that you feel about yourself. So when you put that pink dress on, you're going to feel good about yourself because you love that dress. And if you feel good about yourself, that is all that matters. That's a tip that I have for all of you in order to feel externally confident and just good about yourself this summer is positive affirmations. And I know this isn't really something that you can apply to your appearance, but honestly, not a lot of things that you can do to heal and glow up externally are things that you do to your appearance. I mean, yeah, you can go and do your eyebrows, put a face mask on, but it might make you feel good for a day, but it won't make you feel good in the long run. And positive affirmations are something that I've been putting into my every single day routine. Now think about it like this. If you have a friend that you've been friends with for a good 4 or 5 years, and you really trust this person, they mean everything to you. If they go ahead and tell you, you look stunning today, like, oh my god, I love that, what you've done with your hair there, you're most likely gonna believe them. However, if somebody who bullies you on the daily or is just really horrible to you comes up to you and says, it actually looks great on you, you're going to be a bit skeptical. You're going to be like, are you saying that to me because you want me to wear it so I can make a fool of myself, or do you actually genuinely think that and you're being nice? You're never going to know. And that is exactly what is happening with yourself. If you have been telling yourself negative beliefs all your life, you are that bully to yourself. So if you suddenly look in the mirror and say to yourself, oh, I love this dress on me, or I look great today even though I have spots all over my face, oh yes, I look stunning, I'm beautiful, but then deep down you're actually tearing yourself apart, do you seriously think that that's going to make a difference in the way that you feel about yourself? Because it isn't. Because, you can say a couple good things to yourself every day, or say 1,000 good things to yourself, but if you don't actually believe in what you're saying to yourself, then it means nothing in the long run. You have to believe deep down that what you are telling yourself is true. Because when you look at yourself in the mirror, or when you think about yourself, you know exactly what it is that you feel insecure about. In fact, if I asked you to sit down and write an essay about all the parts that you didn't like about yourself, you would be able to do it like this. You'd be able to do it easily. And you may be watching this because in fact that's not true, but most of the people that watch these kind of videos are generally feeling insecure about themselves and want to change that. So if you know that there are all of these things that you don't like about yourself and that you could easily write an essay about it, that goes to show how much you have ingrained those beliefs into your mind. And if I asked you to now sit down and write an essay about all the things that you did like about yourself, would you be able to do it as easily as you would about the other one? Would it take you a few minutes or even a few hours to think of those things? If that's the truth, then how can you possibly think that telling yourself a few positive affirmations is going to make a difference when you have engraved all of these negative beliefs into you? So you basically need to do exactly what you did for the negative beliefs for the positive beliefs. You need to believe when you look in the mirror and you call yourself beautiful, you need to believe these things just like you would believe your best friend. You need to believe yourself. When you start to believe yourself, yeah, it's going to take maybe a few weeks to a few months to maybe even a few years, because if you think about it, when you believed all the negative beliefs that you were telling yourself, you were ingraining those thoughts into your head all your life. So it's not just going to take a week of you believing the positive affirmations you tell yourself. It's going to take weeks, months, maybe even years, and that's all right, Because like I said in the first video, you need patience. You need to be patient with yourself and understand that it will happen eventually. You will heal eventually. But we don't know when that eventually is, but we know it's going to happen, and that's all that matters. So tell yourself these positive affirmations, believe them, but also know that it's going to take time for there to be a proper difference. But I promise you that before you know it, you will start to feel better about yourself. You will start to feel good because you are doing something that is good for yourself. You are telling yourself these loving, positive affirmations, and there is nothing that can come bad out of that if you truly believe that you deserve the love that you deserve, or you truly believe that you are as beautiful as you tell yourself that you are. So that is everything that I have for today's video. I know that it was quite long, and honestly it's because there are so many things to each one of these tips that I'm telling you that I really wanted to be able to share with you today. But I hope that this two-part series has helped you to feel like you can have a good start on healing this summer and feeling confident internally and externally. And I want you to remember that I'm so proud of you for taking this journey. I'm so proud of you for going out of your comfort zone and for being your better self. And I promise you that even if it takes weeks to months to maybe even years, you will get there one day. You will. If you enjoyed today's video and if you enjoyed this two-part series, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.